Metroid Prime 4's release draws closer every day, and while we still know very little about what new mechanics they'll introduce, I have began to speculate myself. I think sprinting could be a great addition to Metroid Prime 4, allowing us to move with quicker speed through the environment. Sprinting has become very common in all sorts of games as a way to speed up traversal, and I think that it wouldn't really detract anything from Metroid Prime if it were implemented. I would like to see them include a speed booster as well. It could potentially be in first or third person, and maybe just see you running around really fast, faster than sprinting. But also I think it could be taken even to another level if they include shine sparks, where then you can choose a direction to go and go flying through the air. This could open up so many possibilities for hidden areas and all sorts of vertical movement. As introduced in the Mercury Steam Metroid games, I think a parry would also be a great addition to Metroid Prime 4. This could change up the combat significantly, allowing you to play a lot more aggressively and up close. This could also go further by allowing Samus to just have a melee attack as well as a parry. It would also be really cool if you could do a sort of glory kill. I think that it would take some of the better elements of Other M and implement that into Metroid Prime. I would like to see ledge grab come back and be further implemented than it was in Metroid Prime 3. I'd like to see there be ledges all over the map, allowing for much more vertical movement, but not just have them be color-coded here and there. I think we could be seeing much more varied beams in this game, potentially a scope beam for longer range, and maybe even some sort of automatic weapon that shoots rounds at a high rate of speed, something that breaks up the weapons and makes them more distinct from each other. I think it would be really neat to have a section of the game similar to Metroid Zero Mission, where you're stripped into your Zero suit and then the gameplay changes, making you more vulnerable than you were before. I think this could be anything, and it would be really interesting to see what they could come up with for this scenario. I would like to see camera controls for the Morph Ball be implemented. While the Morph Ball camera works really well most of the time, I think just having complete control in every situation would help a lot more for precise movement. I could imagine there being a much higher emphasis on platforming and movement in general by potentially having areas that are hard to reach that require several movement abilities to be used in sequence. As a way to spice up the traditional Metroidvania gameplay with the locks and keys and skill checks and all that, it could be interesting to see something of an inventory with a tool similar to the multi-tool from Deus Ex, where basically you level up certain skills such as hacking. However, you can use a multi-tool at any moment to open any door or device that requires a certain skill level to use. If this was implemented into Metroid Prime, it could decide what specific skill checks you want to gain access to first, or potentially open up more opportunities for different routes. It would also be interesting to see an inventory that reflects some of the game mechanics in Super Metroid, where you could turn different parts of your beam on and off that would give your beam different characteristics. These are just a couple of my ideas, but I'm really interested to hear what your ideas are, so please feel free to share those down in the comments, and make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed.